I never liked camping. Especially not in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by trees and darkness. But my friends convinced me to join them for a weekend getaway. They said it would be fun, relaxing, and adventurous. They were wrong. We arrived at the campsite on Friday evening, after driving for hours on a dirt road. We set up our tents, made a fire, and cooked some food. We ate, drank, and laughed. We told stories, played games, and sang songs. We had a good time. But then, things started to get weird. It was around midnight, when we heard a loud scream. It sounded like a woman, in pain and fear. We all jumped up and looked around. We saw nothing but the fire and the shadows. Who was that? I asked. Maybe someone else camping nearby, one of my friends suggested. Or maybe a wild animal, another one said. Or maybe a ghost, the third one joked. We all laughed nervously, trying to shake off the fear. Let's go check it out, the first one said. Are you crazy? I said. It could be dangerous. Come on. Don't be a chicken, he said. It's probably nothing. He grabbed a flashlight and a knife and headed towards the direction of the scream. I'm going with him, the second one said. You guys stay here. He followed him, with another flashlight and a baseball bat. I looked at the third one, who shrugged. I guess we'll wait here, he said. We sat by the fire, waiting for them to come back. We hoped they would be okay. But they never came back. We waited for an hour, then 2, then 3. We called their names, but got no answer. We tried to call them on our phones, but there was no signal. We started to panic. What if something happened to them? I said. What if they're dead? He said. Don't say that, I said. They're probably just lost. Lost? In this jungle? How? He said. I don't know, I said. Maybe they saw something and followed it. Like what? He said. I don't know, I said. Maybe a person, or an animal, or a ghost. He shivered and looked around. Do you think there's something out there? He said. I don't know, I said. Maybe. We hugged each other, trying to stay warm and calm. But then, we heard another scream. This time, it was closer. And it sounded familiar. It was one of our friends. We recognized his voice, as he cried for help. He sounded terrified and hurt. We jumped up and ran towards him. We followed his voice, until we reached a clearing. There, we saw him. He was lying on the ground, covered in blood. His clothes were torn, his skin was slashed, his bones were broken. He was barely alive. He looked at us with his eyes wide open. He tried to say something, but only gasped for air. We ran to him and knelt by his side. We tried to help him, but it was too late. He was gone. We cried and screamed. We didn't understand what happened to him. Who did this to him? Where was our other friend? Was he alive or dead? We didn't know anything. We were scared and confused. But then, we heard something else. A growl. A low and deep growl that made our blood run cold. We turned around and saw it. A creature. A horrible creature that looked like a mix of a wolf and a bear and a human and a demon. It had fur and scales and horns and claws and teeth and eyes that glowed red in the dark. It was huge and strong and fast and hungry. It was the thing that killed our friend. And it was coming for us.